Morning everyone, Ted Jannetty here, Jannetty Racing in Waterbury, Connecticut. Beautiful spring day. We got this beautiful 2016 Camaro Super Sport LT1 M6 transmission. Our customer Dave, we met out at Camaro Fest last year in Kentucky, and we sold him a set of headers and a tune back then. He drove the car out here a couple weeks back, dropped it off from Indiana, and for our JRE Super Street Brawler package. The Super Street Brawler package, I'll go over the list of details for you. We start off with a Rotofab cold air intake system, the Magnuson Heartbeat Supercharger. We upgrade to an 85mm pulley. He already had the Dynatech coated long tube headers on there. We added an X-pipe back to the factory muffler. We did an LT4 fuel system. That's the LT4 injectors, the LT4 high pressure pump, combined with the Jannetty Racing rough idle blower cam, which has a 32% lobe to increase fuel delivery. We also went inside the fuel tank and installed the ZL1 in-tank fuel pump and a JMS fuel pump voltage booster. It's got a Mishimoto catch can. We did a custom bracket to mount it down here and tie it into the system. One of the things we're probably going to test today is our 95mm throttle body conversion. Customer did not opt for it at this time, but I'm curious to see what it does on this package. Now, normally, we've done this package 4 or 5 times already. We see right around 700 rear wheel on 93 octane pump gas. I think I've seen as much as 714. In at E85, we see around 750 to 760 rear wheel horsepower. So it's an impressive package, and this is still a stock long block. So we're very, very careful about the component selection, the amount of boost we run, the cam profile, the exhaust system, the air intake system. It's a balanced package that makes a lot of power without stressing the motor out too much. So we are taking a risk. Admittedly, we're always taking a risk whenever you modify an OEM out of the factory engine. It's not a fully built race engine, it's a factory production engine. But we've been very successful with this package. We've done it on a number of different cars, and they're still out there running today, 2 years deep. I think that you're going to be really impressed with this. It also has a flex fuel sensor from DSX on it. We'll be running it on pump gas, and then we'll add some E85 into it. I'm going to be tuning it this afternoon. We'll come back and add on to this video with footage of the dyno and the final pulls, and then we'll talk about the numbers. Okay, so we're back at it this morning. Beautiful spring morning. As predicted, we've got pump gas in it with 8% ethanol and 700 rear wheel on pump gas at a meager 9 pounds of boost. So, and the torque is what's most impressive, how big and how flat this torque curve is. So we're touching 500 foot-pounds at only 2,750 RPM, okay? And it never falls below 500 foot-pounds all the way to red line. So that's a very, very broad, very powerful torque curve. So we're making 600 at the peak, 600 foot-pounds of torque at 4550, and even at redline 6,850 RPM, we're still 536 foot-pounds of torque. So this package is very, very impressive. It's relatively low boost. It's pump gas. Pretty reliable. You know, we haven't had any issues with these at all. You know, again, like I said earlier in the video, there's always a risk when you're modifying an engine, but I'm do a lot with a little guy, so I like to take whatever we have and massage it and make what we can make reliably without leaning on it hard. I could probably put another degree of timing in this thing and make another 10 horsepower, but it's just, the risk is not worth the reward, or the reward's not worth the risk, I should say. So we're going to dump some E in it, and then we'll come back and I'll dyno it, and then I'll overlay it, and we'll see what it does. Still got a little too much gas in the tank, so before I put the E in it, I'm going to swap the throttle body out and see what that does.
So you're going to the LT5 throttle body?
Our JRE LT5 conversion. It comes with the adapter plate and the bolts and a brand new LT5 throttle body.
And what are they in size? They're 95?
They're 95 millimeter. These are 87, so it's a pretty substantial increase in size for relatively low money. I think they're in with the adapter plate and everything right around 360 bucks. It's a nice deal. Pouring the E85 in here. Drained the tank down to about 1/8 of a tank, and I'm putting 10 gallons of E in it. We'll see where that takes us on the percentage. Just got done testing the throttle body, and as soon as I'm done pouring this can, we'll go over to the dyno and I'll show you the graph. I predicted 10 rear wheel horsepower from the throttle body, and it actually picked up 12. Going from the 87 to the 95 just shows you how air hungry a positive displacement supercharger can be. Don't expect these kind of gains going 87 to 95 on a a centrifugal supercharger like, you know, a ProCharger or a Vortec, ECS, any of the above that blows through the throttle body. But we're relying on atmospheric pressure to feed the engine. Any way we could open that path up into the blower results in additional airflow, which means we could burn additional fuel, which means we make additional power. So all done here. 10 gallons of E85 installed. We only need to start the car and let it idle for about 5 minutes, drive it a little bit, get the fuel up into the fuel rails. I overlaid the graph, and right from the get-go we could see little trickles of additional power, which is usually not the case. We usually don't see the power gains until you get up in, you know, above 45 or 5,000 RPM, but this picked up right away. So the boost is up, you know, it's probably 1/10 of a pound. Yeah, it's 1/10 of a pound there, it's 2/10 of a pound here, and that airflow results in additional power. So, you know, the torque didn't go up a whole lot, you know, 4 or 5 foot-pounds at 4,500, but from 4,500 and up, that space keeps getting larger. So we're seeing, you know, in the area of, that's 595 versus 584, so it's 10 foot-pounds, you know. And it's looks like 10 foot-pounds up here too. 554, 543, that's 11 foot-pounds there. We got 12 horsepower out of it. So we were 700, and now we are 712. 712.68, so 12.5 horsepower at the peak from our 95 throttle body, 95 millimeter throttle body conversion kit. I'll tell you what, bang for the buck, 12 horsepower for 360 bucks is pretty killer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm gonna warm it up. I'm gonna get the fuel up in the rails, and I'm gonna make a couple of hits on the e-fuel, and you can watch that and see. I'm gonna predict, depending on the E content, 740 would be my prediction on the first pull.
Nice.
Let's see what happens.
Pop up
Man,
quick.
that's freaking huge. What a gain, huh?
Yeah, that's insane.
Wow. Gotta love that fuel. Well, now we've switched to E85, which is bringing the percentage to E69 currently, with a little bit of gasoline that was left in there. And major gains from just changing fuel. Take our best pull, which was 4. No, actually 6. So, wow. 602 jumped up to 644. That's 42 foot-pounds of torque. And the funny part about the E is it always raises the boost just a little bit. Oh no, it lowered a little bit. A little bit warmer that time, that's why. That's what the difference is. So the intake air temperatures were a little bit warmer because it hot soaked while I was putting the fuel in it. We were talking about the throttle body. I got it to cool down, but it was about 10 degrees C higher. I think I started right around 40 C. In the previous pull, I started at 30 C. So, I'd like to see what the gains are back to back at 30 C, but even so, we're 750 wheel. So, as predicted, again, our JRE Super Street Brawler package makes 750 rear wheel horsepower on E70. With colder air temperatures, it'll make a little bit more. With a lot hotter air temperatures, it might make a hair less. But all in all, it's fast, it's fun, it's reliable. It drives beautifully. I can come off the clutch, you know, and just let it out. And even with the cam, it comes off the clutch real smooth. So check us out on this package. Give us a call. Check us out on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe if you can. And more videos to come. We're going to keep this up. We're getting amazing feedback from you guys. We really appreciate your support and your business. And we love working with you and making people smile. Thanks, guys.